Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorene Romero. I am the moderator for the NACTA series. Wow, can you believe it? It is 2017 already, and we are starting our webinar series off with a bang. I want to introduce our first presenter of the year. I also want to remind all of you that we have a little bit of homework and basic housekeeping to do before I start. This is being recorded. That is always the number one question that I get asked. Is this being recorded? Yes, 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 this will be recorded. The webinar will go on to the NACTA YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon, and for those of you who have registered and you are here today, you will get that link immediately. For those of you who have registered and went, oh my goodness gracious, I couldn't make it, don't worry, it's all good. We are putting it on the NACTA site, so that way you'll be able to review it afterwards. Want to remind everybody they are on mute, and that way we keep all the background sounds out so that our presenters can have a clear recording. I want to turn the reins over to our very first speaker. We have two today. Our first speaker is Pat Ferguson. She is the BDM for Vacation Express. And Pat, I am going to put myself on mute, although I will still be here like the wizard in the background. So if you need me, just let me know when you're ready to turn it over to our other guests. Let me know, and poof, like magic, I will make that happen also. So here you go, Pat.
Thank you, all powerful Oz, Lorraine. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I am delighted to be here to share the stage a little bit with our preferred partner of the month, the Palladium Hotels and Resorts, a wonderful partner all around. We've had a long and fabulous relationship with Palladium over the years, and excellent feedback from our travelers who have stayed and played at the Palladiums. So let's get started. We're going to learn a little bit about Palladium and a little bit about Vacation Express. And just in case you aren't familiar with us, we invite you to experience the difference. If you've been with us, you know what it is. If you haven't, this is a great opportunity to learn and then start to enjoy the difference of working with Vacation Express. Number one, we have over 25 years of experience in this business of flying and charter experience, resort experience, vacationing experience. We offer exclusive vacation packages to Mexico and the Caribbean. We're part of the Sunwing Travel Group. That is one of the largest travel groups in North America. We're also a sister company to the Sunwing Airlines and Nexus Tours. You're talking about one-stop shopping right here, folks. We have an amazing, amazing parent company with years of experience, coupled with our own local 25 years of experience of forging valuable relationships with the different islands, the tourist boards, the resorts, ground operators, tour operators, and airlines. And of course, this is all bundled into first-class customer service. Our employees they're experienced, they are knowledgeable, and on top of that, well-traveled. We make sure that everyone in our company has an opportunity to visit our most popular charter destinations and site inspect all of our properties, and we've all been to the Palladium, and it's one of the top favorites. You can book with ease, especially those groups. Groups can be difficult, and they are a lot of work. Our booking department, our group department makes booking groups so simple, and they pride themselves on being experienced with negotiating for special deals and flexible policies with the hotels. So we can handle your family reunions, just families traveling together. You put mom, dad, grandpa, a couple cousins, brothers and sisters, and their kids together, you have a group. Class reunions, super popular. Destination weddings, number one on top of travel plans is destination weddings. We specialize in these. Girlfriend getaways, one of my favorite things to do. My girlfriends and I do it yearly. Get a group together, you've got a girlfriend getaway, and guy getaways, those golfing trips, wink, wink, those fishing trips, wink, wink. awesome, awesome way to make this happen is to contact our group department and special occasions. And of course, you know, a lot of companies, a lot of corporate companies are sending their top producers on great trips. This is another group that you can corner and market, and definitely our group department will make that very easy for you. Charter is our #1 top priority. This is something that we specialize in. This is where our experience really comes into play. We are adding more and more charter gateways. This year we are leaving from 22 gateways. We've added Tampa this year. We've also added Detroit, and we're going to skip over to Windsor and pick up some folks there, head on down to Cancun from, down to Cancun from Detroit. Detroit's also getting Punta Cana in the Grand Bahamas. So we've got Jamaica back on this year. The Grand Bahamas is offering some awesome 4-night rotations. And as you see, we have 5, 6, 7-night rotations to Punta Cana and Cancun, including the Mayan Riviera and Cozumel. Easy peasy. If you've got folks coming from all over, we can get them there. But don't forget, we also offer commercial air. Now, agent benefits. This is something I love to talk about because this is where we really show how much we love and appreciate travel agents. We started in this business with travel agents, and to this day, this is our #1 client. We love our travel agents, and we want to make sure that you get the most out of booking with us. Your partnership with us is going to be so prosperous for you in many ways. It's going to be in your pockets, and it's also going to give you some great rewards. We're going to give you, first of all, the best deals for your clients, plus reward you while you're offering your clients some of the best deals. One of my favorites is book 5, fly free. It's as easy as it sounds. 5 charter flights, book 5 charter flights, 5 charter packages, you earn a free air seat for yourself. Add 5 more to that, turn in 5 bookings for yourself, 5 more bookings for your companion. You both fly free. You only pay for those taxes. All the rest is extra money for you to travel with. Now, here's another cool thing. We're going to add not only your air, but we add your hotel in there too. So here you are, you've already got your air and you're already getting your hotel. You're on your way to a great vacation for yourself, your companion, or a loved one. Freebie nights come automatic with a lot of the hotels that we sell. We have a list of properties that offer freebie nights. That means for every room that you book at that property, and that's every room, you earn a free night for yourself. Make it a win-win situation for you and your client. Book them at a great property, you get a free night. You either get to visit, see it for the first time, or just go enjoy one of your favorite properties. We love this as a great deal. Now, our Express Cash, hand over foot, the ultimate in agent benefits. This is free money, folks, and I mean for every booking, commercial air booking or of charter air booking, you are going to get cash money. At the end of the year, at the end of a month, however you want to do it, turn in your bookings. We have a submission form that's online. Turn in your bookings. 5 bookings get you $50. And this amount raises exponentially the more you turn in with a sheet. So 50, you get 5 bookings, $50, 10 bookings, $150, and so on. Again, this is free money. We've paid agents hundreds of dollars. So many of our agents take advantage of this, and it is such a delight to get that check in the mail, guys. You just can't possibly lose with booking with Vacation Express. And we also have a unique benefit for our top producers. This is our President's Club. Now, this is for the agency who has booked and traveled 150 passengers with us. And then for our individual agents, those top performers, 85 passengers or more, gets them into the Pepe Club. This is an elite, inclusive club. You get exclusive goodies and perks, a special line just for you so that you can call in without a long wait time. We have a fabulous retreat that we treat you to at the end of the year, and other perks that come along with being in this exclusive club. It's really not that hard to get to both of these top levels. A couple of great groups, and then word of mouth, and you are there. So these are our agent benefits. Really want you to take advantage of them, and we really want you to know how much we appreciate our travel agents. Travel worry-free. Now, we want to make sure, and we impress upon our bookers, our agents, when they book with us, please, please, please cover your clients. I've heard it a million times from a traveler. Oh, no, I don't need insurance. I'm going. Well, until something horrible happens, until somebody gets sick, until somebody breaks a leg, okay? And so we hate to see them lose out on their vacation, and moreover, lose money. That's the worst case scenario. They miss their vacation and they lose all their money. It's easy to protect them. So we give you 3 different ways to give your clients peace of mind, and really you as a travel agent will have peace of mind as well, because you know no matter what happens, your clients are covered and you're not going to be stuck with these clients and their heartbreak, because it's heartbreaking when they have lost their whole vacation. So passenger protection plan, just $59, really, really priced right. This is going to give them full compensation if they cancel, fully paid. They'll get a voucher for future travel. For the price of their trip, they will lose the cost of the penalty protection. $59 for adults, $29 for child. That's our least common denominator. They can cancel up to 24 hours prior for any reason at all, and they get a voucher for the cost of the trip. They have a year to use that, and of course, they would pay any difference in price if there were any difference in price, but at least their vacation will be salvaged and they can use it for future travel. And then we have something that's a step above the penalty protection, the passenger protection plan. The passenger protection plan plus, and I did say penalty protection. I think we really did change the name of this, and it's really guards them against penalties, but it's our passengers protection we're very concerned with, and that's our number 1 priority here. $89 for adults, just a few dollars more, and $49 for the children. 100% back on the land portion, and that's 100% cash back on the land portion, and they get an airline ticket for future use on the air portion if it's commercial air, if it's scheduled air. If it's charter air, if this is a whole charter package, guess what, folks? 100% money back for a charter package with the penalty protection plus. And again, they can cancel up to 24 hours prior for any reason at all. And then finally, we come to our travel insurance plan. This is a comprehensive insurance plan. It's like a medical coverage. These plans run a little higher, but again, they're going to cover all kinds of things before, during, and after the trip. So for $129 for the adults and $69 for your child, you are completely protected, and the reimbursement is cash back. Now, if it's a covered reason, it's a medical covered reason, and you can always check on our website under terms and conditions. They will show you another link to the insurance plan, so you can get a very comprehensive and detailed outlook on what that plan covers. But if it's a covered reason, 100% money back. Cancel work. For a not covered reason, you're looking at 75% of the prepaid value will be returned to your client. Now, they have to purchase this within 14 days of making the booking. They can add the passenger protection plan or the passenger protection plan plus before final payment and up till final payment. But for the TIP, the trip insurance plan, at least within 14 days of booking. Now, also, a couple things that you'll notice. If these bookings are fully paid and your clients cancel with penalty protection plus, your commission is protected. Same goes for your travel insurance plan. your commission is protected. And so these are great values for you and your clients. Worry-free travel. I'm going to thank you, and now I'm actually going to ask Lorraine to turn this over to Tom Abbott. He is Palladium's BDM for the Southeast region.
All right, here we go. The Magic Wizard's back. Okay. You got it, Tom?
Okay, Tom's bringing up the deck. So let's see what we need to do here. Just a second. And we'll put it in. There we go. Now, okay, let's see. What else do I need to do?
There's a button that says you want to take control.
Okay. Tom's looking for the button. Just a second.
All right. Ta-da! Okay, I'm going back on mute now.
There we go. All right. Okay, a little help in terms of where the button is. So.
Oh, for your desktop, I believe the check down at the bottom. I think for you guys, the buttons are at the bottom, or just your keyboard. You want to advance
the whole deck? The whole deck is up. I'm just trying to get rid of the screen size on the. Unless you can't see it.
You can't see. We can't see it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'll just go ahead and advance it. Not a problem. All right. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and again, thank you so very much for being with us. And as Pat and Reed said, wow, it's already the 5th. My goodness, it's time is flying. I hope that everybody at least enjoyed their Christmas holiday and their New Year's and other holidays and so on during that period. I had a great one. But it is a new year, and it's going to be an exciting new year, particularly for us at NACTA, for us at Vacation Express, and, of course, all of our friends at the Palladium Hotel Group. So as we kind of go forward, let's go ahead and get an idea as to who Palladium is, what we are, how we can make money, and so on. And that being, I wanted to kind of chat real quickly before we actually go into this and kind of alert you to the fact that we also have a travel agent reward program, and it's called PalladiumConnect.com. So we want to make sure that you all write this down. I didn't want to put it at the end because we might forget. So if you want to, go ahead and write PalladiumConnect.com down. That is, again, is our reward program, and that is where we pay you cash for any of your Palladium bookings. We do ask that you go ahead and go into it. There are 3 tutorials in there, and if you complete the tutorials, of which they're about 2 minutes apiece, I'm going to pay you $10 each. So there's 3 tutorials, 3 times 10. The last time I checked is $30. So we're going to start off in the bank with $30 just to say hi, how are you, and welcome to Palladium Connect. Each time you make a booking, go ahead and put the booking down there. And at any time after you make your first booking, you can cash out. And we do that. We actually send you a refundable MasterCard or a fillable MasterCard. So it actually becomes cash in your pocket. There's a lot of other companies, as you know. This is really the way, as Pat mentioned, this is really an incredible revenue stream for you, the agent. And so I strongly encourage all of you to participate with all of your vendors on their reward programs because it's cash in the bank. Particularly, as I said, with Palladium Connect, it is cash in your pocket. So we're going to move over, as I said, and again, we write you checks. So let's kind of take a look and see who Palladium is. And we actually have 2 brands under the Palladium Hotel Group. One is a Grand Palladium Hotels Resorts, and that is our family resorts. And the next is Royal Suites, and Royal Suites is actually our adults-only brand. The Palladium Hotel Group, however, and all of our properties, and actually there are 4 that we're going to talk about today, those properties are complexes, though. So you're going to see one or more than one Grand Palladium within the complex, and then within the complex, you'll also find a Royal Suites. So as Pat mentioned, particularly for groups and destination weddings and so on, you now have within the complex, you'll have one to as many as 4 additional Grand Palladium hotels to choose from, and then you'll have your rural suites, which is great because what now you have is you're able to offer the couples and the singles and the rich Uncle Harry and Aunt Margaret that want to go on a trip with the twins but don't really want to, maybe want to have their own peace and quiet. They'll be able to stay over there on their rural suite side, and then the rest of the family, if you're doing a family vacation or you're doing a reunion or so on, they'll be able to choose any of the other Grand Palladium hotels within the complex. So let's again go forward and see where they are. Well, we actually have a complex in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. We've got one in Jamaica. We've got one in the Riviera Maya, just a little bit south of Cancun. And then, of course, we have one in Puerto Vallarta. It's actually a little bit north of Puerto Vallarta. It's in an area called the Riviera Nayarit. And we go forward here. So here's our property in the Riviera Nayarit. Here we have about 640 rooms. There are 2 properties. There's a Grand Palladium and also a Royal Suites. And we move forward, and this is our property in the Riviera Maya, and there we actually have 5 hotels. We've got, and I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm in Punta Cana. Excuse me. I can't read the sign on the side. Excuse me, because it's a little bit blocked up. Punta Cana, we actually have 3 Grand Palladiums and 1 Royal Suites. Then our property in Jamaica, this is the only property where we don't have a Royal Suites, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes, and we'll show you the reason why. So we have 2 Grand Palladiums. We've got Grand Palladium Jamaica and Grand Palladium Lady Hamilton. Then as we go forward, this is the Punta Cana property. Punta Cana will, again, we're going to have 3 Grand Palladiums and then 1 Royal Suites. And of course, the Royal Suites concept, as I mentioned, it is adults only. So we've got beautiful areas for the adults. We've got lots of different room type configurations for them. We've got honeymoon suites. We've got luxury suites. We've got swim up suites. We even at the bottom, you see there, we actually have private, what we call Mayan suites. And that is actually kind of fun, and I'll talk about that in a little while as we get to the property, as we talk about the Riviera Maya. That's going to be an exciting little point for you to learn about. And then the Royal Suites all have their own restaurants, so that let's say Rich Uncle Harry and Aunt Margaret, they want to stay over on the Royal Suite side. They'll actually have their own gourmet restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then they can move back and forth as they wish to any of the a la carte restaurants on property. And for many of our complexes, they have as many as 8, 9, 10 a la carte restaurants to choose from. In addition to that, for the a la cartes, many of them have as many as 2, 3, or 4 buffet restaurants to choose from as well. But if you're staying over on the Royal Suite side, you can choose to just enjoy your own private a la carte restaurant. In addition to that, you actually have additional private services that we offer the Royal Suites guests at our spas, and again, also different room types where, as I said, we even have the swim up suites. Now, it is multi-generational, as I mentioned before, so you've got the Grand Palladium side and you've got the Royal Suite side. So let's take a look and see what are things that we can find at all of our Palladium properties. So if you're a sports enthusiast, obviously the traditional volleyball, but we've got anywhere from full-size soccer fields, as you see down there in the lower right-hand corner. So full-size soccer fields, tennis courts, we have basketball courts. But if you look over on the lower left-hand photo, you actually see surfboards, and that's actually our property in Punta Mita, which is a little bit north of Puerto Vallarta. It's about 40 minutes to the north of Puerto Vallarta. There we have actually one of the best surf breaks in all of Mexico. So if you are a surfer or want to learn how to surf, we actually give free surf lessons. So if you are a surfer, we've got short boards, long boards, stand-up paddle boards. We've got Hobie cats that you see in the photo. We actually even have a kind of a new type of, and I actually don't even know the name of it. Imagine a stand-up paddle board with almost like a stair stepper steps on it, and that'll allow you to propel yourself through the water. We have 2 of those on property. So really a lot of fun. It's a great, all of the Palladium properties are great for sports enthusiasts because, again, we've got archery and basketball, volleyball, and all of that. If you're looking for other kind of activities, just the entertainment types, all of our properties have fantastic entertainments, anywhere from discos to lively shows, and there are multiple shows. So every night we've got, every night in our theaters, for example, we've got shows, but you might be able to kind of travel throughout the properties, and in one of the bars there might be an acoustical guitar player. So there's lots of things to do around the properties, both in the daytime and in the evening. And as we move forward, as I mentioned, at all of our properties, we actually have, and it's run by us, it's called the Zentropia Spa. Now, the Zentropia Spas are actually, in my opinion, I've been doing this for many, many years, really probably one of the finest on-property spas anywhere, and I'm going to say this actually anywhere in the world, because they are that well appointed. They've got services that, all of the services that your guests could possibly want and more. For example, at a lot of hotels, for example, will have 4, 5, 6, 8, or 9 treatment rooms. Most of our properties have upwards of that, anywhere from 10 to 15 or more treatment rooms available for the guests. In addition to that, the wet areas, of course, the wet areas are going to be the hydro massage, and then the jacuzzi pool areas. In addition to that, going to be your dry sauna and your wet steam, and also beautiful workout areas with all brand new lifestyle equipment. And we're going to move on in terms of dining. I mentioned that all of our properties are going to have, at a very minimum, at least 5 a la carte restaurants. In addition to that, 2, 3, sometimes as many as 4 buffet restaurants to choose from. So there's lots and lots of variety, as well as swim-up bars at all of our pools, and they all have sports bars. The sports bar that you see down below is actually the one from Jamaica, and we have as many as 24 or more flat-screen TVs there, with lots of different sports activities. So if you walk in, it's not just golf, it's not just football, it's not just basketball. It's a combination of all of that, in addition to the latest soccer matches that are going on. So if you don't find football on one channel, just go to the other part of the sports bar, and I'm sure you'll be able to find your favorite team playing there. Now, in terms of the family, well, you've got, of course, there's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, but let's see what's available for the kids, because the kids always need to have a lot of fun on vacation as well, because vacation is a family activity. And I know when I was a kid, you know, we all took off, and it was fun for mom, dad, and the kids. So, and it's interesting for vacations that little kids, and I remember vacations. I'm certainly getting a little older in my days, but I remember vacations when I was 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years old that are still very vivid in memory right now. So we want to make sure the kids have lots of fun. So with that, there are lots of kids clubs, for example. So we have a baby club. We have a baby club for the little ones. We have 2 sizes of mini clubs. We've got a mini club from the 4 to 8, and then of course from the 8 to 13, and then the junior club, what we call our black and white club, and that is for the teenagers up to 17 years of age. These clubs actually stay open until about 11 o'clock at night, so mom, dad can go off and have a wonderful, wonderful meal, and the kids can do all kinds of different activities with their kids. Now, what you see here, you see the actually indoor activities, but we also have lots and lots of outdoor activities as well. So the kids aren't just stuck in the room during the vacation. They They'll do something, they might be doing an organized activity inside, but then they go along with the group leaders, and they'll go out to the beach. They'll learn how to stand up paddle, learn how to do lots and lots of different things within their groups at their own age groups. And we're going to move on. Then we want to introduce you to, this is one of our friends. This is actually Rags, and Rags is an Australian cable television character and so on. Rags has lots of different friends, and so Rags is on all of our properties to entertain the kids and interact with them. Because it's a cable television show, a lot of the kids follow Rags, every day after school or in the morning, depending on when it's played. So they know the characters quite well. And so Rags is actually the character in the blue, kind of the orange vest, and then his friends, we've got Trippy and some of the other ones that are there. And Rags is not only at the kids club, but Rags is at the beach, and Rags is at the pool. And so the kids get a chance to interact with the characters at lots of different varieties. So if the kids are at the beach with mom and dad, they're not in the kids club, they get a chance to see Rags come by the beach and enjoy it. And also, like Disney, for example, where they have breakfast with Minnie, we also have breakfast with Rags. And what we do is close down one of the buffets and lower the buffet so it's right at the kids' level. And a lot of the pastries and so on are all carved in the shape of the Rags character, so the kids really enjoy that. Now, each and every one of our properties has its own personality. So let's take a look at the various properties. And I mentioned there are 4 different destinations. So let's go just for giggles purposes, let's go for a little visit. So we're going to take you on a kind of a little mini fam trip. So get set and ready, and here we go. We're going to Punta Cana. The Punta Cana, of course, is in the Dominican Republic. Our property sits on Bávaro Beach, which is probably the most centrally located property or beach in the Punta Cana area of the Dominican Republic. It's a great spot for lots and lots of different activities, but ones that we like, of course, are getting chance to ride dune buggies or go zip lining in the forest or go for a catamaran ride or go off fishing. So these are lots of different things that you can do right there nearby our property in the Punta Cana area. So it gives cause for, gee, why I as a guest, why do I want to go to a particular destination? Well, I want to go there because it offers these types of activities. So then here's our property. As I mentioned, we've got 3 Grand Palladium properties and then 1 Royal Suite. So there's actually 4 hotels within our complex. Now, a lot of people look at this and go, oh my goodness, there's a lot of walking around. But transportation is generally never a problem because on property we'll either have a golf cart, we will have a shuttle cart, which is kind of built like a choo-choo train, kind of takes you around the property and stops at each and every one of the lobby areas to be able to transport the guests to their villas. And also, particularly on the property here in Punta Cana, they also have bicycles. And this is kind of a way I like to get around. Just go over to the sports area. You can check out a bicycle. And at each of the villas, there actually is a bicycle rack. So you can actually take your bicycle, set it in the bicycle rack, chain it up just like you would at home, and it's there for your use at 24 hours a day, anytime you want to go somewhere. And what we've done at all of our properties, of course the one here in Punta Cana, over the last 2 years, if anybody's or have any guests that have actually come to our properties, let's say 2.5 to 2.5 years or before that, they might not even recognize the property because all of the properties have all gone through a major renovation, and most all of the rooms all have been completely redone with new beds, new coloring, new paint, all of that. So really, we're kind of looking at a lot of new room configurations and new categories as well. So here on property, we've got 1,951 rooms. But we've got lots of different interesting configurations, one of which, and you'll see there where it says 98 loft suites. So, for example, if you have a guest and they want to be able to enjoy the privacy upstairs and put the kids downstairs, they can do that with a loft suite. But we have luxury suites. We've got suites that actually have 4-poster beds. So these are kind of our romance suites, for example. They have 4-poster beds, but then if you go out onto the porch itself is actually totally enclosed, and has an outdoor, what we call a Mayan shower outside, and also with a hammock out there. So nice, really interesting area for a couple that wants a kind of a romantic experience. Then this is some of the looks to some of our room configurations or room categories at our Royal Suites in Punta Cana. And we mentioned the dining experiences. Just a few of our buffets on property. We have 5 different buffet categories. And then the a la cartes, as you can see, we've got 8 different a la carte restaurants to choose from. Now, as far as reservations, no reservations are required. In the peak season, which we're kind of getting into the peak season right now, though, what we would recommend to all the guests is that I would probably go by or visit the restaurant maybe about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes before you want to eat, and just put your name down on the list. They'll give you a beeper, and then that way when your table is ready, they'll go ahead and just beep you, and that way you can kind of walk throughout the complex and enjoy some of the shopping or just enjoy the lovely grounds of the properties. And of course, just on property alone, we've got 17 bars, so great place to eat, great place to buffet, great place for a la carte restaurants, and a wonderful place to imbibe. Lots of different pools. And of course, the terrific Zentropia Spa. This is actually, we just redid the spa in Punta Cana, so this is a look, this page and the next one, and the next 2 looks as to what the spa looks like, completely redone, and it was redone and ready as of December 1st. We're going to move on to Jamaica. The property in Jamaica is about 45 minutes, 40 minutes outside of Montego Bay, and about 40 minutes beyond will get you to Negril. So we're right smack dab in the middle between Montego Bay and Negril in a little town called Lucy. And Lucy is famous because there is a clock in one of the watchtowers in the center of town, and that clock was actually salvaged out of a shipwreck back in the 1850s. So kind of a little history for the town of Lucy. We're just about, probably about a mile from the town of Lucy. In Jamaica, lots and lots of things to do. You can see Dunn's River Falls, the very famous Dunn's River Falls. The guess is something that they've really an attraction everybody wants to go visit. That actually is located in Ochoria, so it is a bit of a way from the property, but also well attended for the people staying at our hotel. And then of course you have Chukka Cove, where you can go off and ride on horseback through the water, which is wonderful experience. And of course, throughout the entire island of Jamaica, lots and lots of incredible snorkeling and diving. Also on property, there is available the stand-up paddling, and as I said, all the snorkel equipment that you would ever want is there on property for your use. Now, here's the hotel itself. There is a little over 1,000 rooms there. We have 2 sides. The blue section that you see is our Grand Palladium Jamaica side, and the kind of the light pastel yellow is our Grand Palladium Lady Hamilton side. In the middle, the orange part, those are all of our common areas where our restaurants are and so on. And then on the kind of the lower right-hand side, there is an orange section. That is actually our Zentropia Spa. So if you kind of look on the back here, the first beach that you'll come to is the one just a little bit to the lower section of where our common areas are. There's beach number 1, and then that's actually our Las Brisas beach. Then we have our Coral Beach, which is our adults-only beach, and then we also have our Sunset Cove, which is where all of our water sports activities are handled. So 3 large beaches there. The other beach that fronts the pool area that you see, that's actually kind of a private government beach. So guests aren't, the government doesn't allow the guests to use that section of it, and it's a little bit rocky. So again, the nice beach is right there at Las Brisas, and then the adults only, and then of course Sunset Cove. What you're looking at right now is that this is actually about half the property, because in the upper left of the photograph, you'll actually see a pool area. that splits our property in half, and that's one of the largest pools in the Caribbean. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place to kind of lounge around or enjoy some activities. And then what you see on the promontory there, and that actually is part of our Lady Hamilton section. It's actually our kind of Lady Hamilton honeymoon suites. And as we mentioned, we've all gone through lots of major renovation, but again, in the Jamaica or on the Jamaica property, lots of things to do. And all of our properties, I wanted to mention that too, all of our properties actually have kids pools or kids water parks. So you'll see that in the lower left-hand corner. But then in the upper photograph, you'll kind of see 2 levels of the pool, which is a lot of fun. But you'll also see something kind of very unusual. If you look to the lower right-hand corner of that photograph, you'll see what appears to be spin bicycles in the water. And of course, we do. We actually have spin bicycle classes that are aqua type. So that's an aqua spin class. We actually put the spin bicycles in the water for a little bit more resistance. It's a lot of fun to exercise in the water, so you always stay cool. Then what we've done is there's been a lot of renovation on property. The entire Lady Hamilton section has been completely redone, and this is the palette that you'll find in all of the rooms, the room configurations, whether they be junior suites or honeymoon villa suites at the Lady Hamilton. So they're all done in these kind of browns and golds and so on. Just a beautiful, beautiful, lovely decor to all of the rooms. And a little kind of another little example of the decor, and what we're showing here is actually a honeymoon villa suite, or actually one of what we call one of our bungalow suites. In the bungalow suites, you'll actually come up a set of stairs and you walk into the room, and you'll see the first, the view that you see is actually the first top photograph. And then behind that partition wall then is, of course, the bathroom. And as you walk into the bathroom, that'll be on your lower left-hand corner. You'll see the hot tub there. Well, that hot tub actually, and it's a little bit deceiving in the photograph because you can actually, if you wanted to, could lay 6 people side by side in that hot tub. So that's how big that is. But I actually, first time I came on property after the villas were reconfigured and redone, I stayed in the room, but I got there at about 8 o'clock at night, and I'm kind of walking around now. I do not drink, so I walked around the villa. I was kind of looking for the shower and so on. And the curtains were drawn, and I walked around. I literally walked around 3 times. Opened up one door, huge walk-in closet. No, that's not the shower. And all of a sudden, I decided, well, it's got to be here somewhere. I opened the blinds, and sure enough, the shower was outside. But that's a fantastic experience because that evening, the moon was full. It's completely walled in, so it's very, very private. So if you've got any guests that are looking for a very private, romantic experience, I would highly recommend the honeymoon villa suites at the Lady Hamilton Resort. And again, here's another kind of another view of one of our Lady Hamilton section, and that's actually an adults-only pool right there. So we have a nice quiet area for the adults. So this gives pause in why we don't have a royal suite section here, because we actually do attend to the needs of the adults at this property. Then what you'll see is, just in terms of lots and lots of dining opportunities, you've got 3, whoops, let me back up one. We actually have 3 different, the other direction, just a second. There we go. We've got 3 different buffet restaurants. We have 7 different a la carte restaurants. One of the new ones is actually very, very popular, is our Indian restaurant, which is our Bugali restaurant. I would wholeheartedly have you try that one. But 7 different choices is a lot of choices, plus, as I mentioned, the 3 different buffet restaurants as well. Then, of course, if you are inclined to maybe have a beer or a cocktail or so on, lots and lots of different places there as well. And I'm going to invite you all up to the Infinity Bar at sunset, because it's probably one of the best spots on the entire island to watch the beautiful, beautiful Jamaican sunset. And we're going to move on now to to Mexico. We're going to move over to the west coast of Mexico to the what is called Riviera Nayarit. And that is that area from the Puerto Vallarta Airport, which is in Jalisco. We cross over the bridge into the state of Nayarit, and from the Nueva Vallarta area, we're going to travel about 35 to 40 minutes up to an area called Punta de Mita. And we are just on the southern end of the Punta de Mita tip. And again, it's in the area called Riviera Nayarit. So that is our Palladium Hotel and Resort, Puerto Vallarta. So in terms of, gee, why do I want to go to Puerto Vallarta? It's on the west coast. Gee, lots of things to do. Number one, you've got the beautiful historic town of Old Vallarta. So be able to take a look at the colonial churches and so on. Lots of art galleries. The Malecon, beautiful place to just kind of go for a stroll. Then up in the Punta Mita area, there's lots and lots of things to do. We're near several different golf courses that are just nearby. But one attraction that I would take in and recommend to your clients, one is the town of Sayulita. Sayulita is just about 7 kilometers to the north of our property. It is a beautiful, beautiful, typical, it's kind of a cross between, I want to say cross between Huntington Beach, California, and Playa del Carmen, to kind of give you a flavor there. So it's got the traditional Mexican flair, but it's also got a little bit of kind of a California. About half the residents of the town of Sayulita are expatriated Californians. Sayulita is actually known for its incredible dining, incredible shopping, and it's got a really top-notch surf break right out in front. So you'll see lots of surfboards, lots of stand-up paddle boards. They were actually recently last year in 2015, it was the site of the International Surf Association World Stand-Up Paddleboard Championships, which was about a week long worth of lots and lots of activities. So good reason to come up and visit us in the Punta Mita area. Here's the property. The gold section is actually our Royal Suites, and we'll have 200 rooms there, and then the blue section is going to be our Grand Palladium. We will have about 400 rooms there. In the orange to the top, that's actually going to be a lot of our common areas and where our restaurants and some of our shops are located. But under the green area, a little something that I wanted, and this particularly for the kids, we actually have a live zoo on property. So the kids get a chance to really enjoy the ecology of the area, because a lot of this area also is kind of jungly. It's a little bit different than you'll find 40 minutes to the south in the town of Puerto Vallarta. So in the zoo, we've got deer, we've got monkeys, we've got rabbits, we've got even ostriches. So the kids really, really get a chance to enjoy the ecology and the animals and so on there. Then right out in front is, you're probably sitting on one of the better surf breaks at all of Mexico. So it's an area called Punta Boros, and it's a very, very famous surf break. So you can actually look that up on the web if you want to. And so there, as I mentioned, we give free surf lessons. So if you're inclined, if you need a short board or long board or a stand-up paddle board, or want to try other types of activities there, including the Hobie cats and so on, we all have them on property for your use. If you, if for example, you don't like to get out into the water, but because it might be a little bit, there might be some wave action there. On our property, we actually have what we call a saltwater pool, and saltwater pool is all rocked in, and it's probably about 3 feet deep. And so it's a great area. It actually sits between 2 of the surf breaks that are on property, which means that you can imagine getting a drink, and you kind of walk out into our wave pool. Our saltwater pool is completely protected by rocks on both sides, and you can almost stand between the 2 breaks and actually watch the surfers go by and enjoying a lovely drink, just standing here in about 3 feet of water. So it's a lovely, lovely activity, and a lot of our guests really, really enjoy that. Plus, it's a great place for the kids to be able to enjoy swimming, or if you want to get out there and have somebody learn how to swim, it's a great spot for that as well. So here's the surf. Down in the lower hand corner, the lower left-hand corner, that's about probably 2.5, 3 feet in wave height there. Our property at times particularly in the April, May, June timeframe. It's gotten up to 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 feet on property. So it's as I mentioned, it really is one of the top surf areas in all of Mexico. But it also for stand-up paddling. It's a great stand-up paddle and a great stand-up paddle surfing area as well. Another place I wanted to point out, we mentioned Sayulita, but it's also Las Mariatas Island. So Las Mariatas Island is a fantastic attraction for your guests to enjoy. And also, because our property sits on the point, now Bay of Banderas, which is the largest bay in all of Mexico, the property sits on the northernmost corner of the Bay of Banderas. But because we're out into the Pacific Ocean more, during the whale season, which is probably November through about April, the humpback whales in their migration actually come right past right past our hotel. So because our hotel sits up on the kind of a cliff top there, it's wonderful to be able to kind of stand out there and enjoy a cocktail and be able to actually look out and watch the whales jumping out of the water and so on. Also, if you're there in about the April time frame, I'm gonna guess right about then, because it's not actually up to us, it's actually up to the mama turtles. We actually have a turtle nesting area right at our property. So the mother turtles come up, lay their eggs. We have our ecological guys on property that cordon off the area during the incubation period, and then of course when the baby turtles hatch, the ecological guys bundle up the little baby turtles, and they put them in buckets, and they make sure that they're all safe and ready, and then when they're ready to be released back into the water, it becomes a guest activity. So the guests are part of releasing the turtles back in. So we have 519 rooms on the Grand Palladium side. This is kind of one of our typical rooms. Now, the other thing is that all of the Palladium properties, the square footage of just even our standard rooms are about the size of what most other competitors of ours, for example, have as their junior suite. So if you're looking for a room that's just a little bit larger, you might have a family that's got a lot of luggage and so on. They're looking for a very economical property, but one that's large enough for them to be able to move around. You might want to think of the Grand Palladium Vallarta. And of course, all the rooms have the hydro massage hot tubs in each and every one of the rooms. The hot tub may be out in the room, or it might be in the bathroom area, as you see in the lower left-hand photo. And of course, is our Royal Suite section. Royal Suites has its own restaurant, which is under the palapa in the foreground, and then it has its own adults-only pool and only bars and so on, all for the Royal Suites guests. And there, of course, we have 7 bars, 2 buffet restaurants, and 5 a la cartes. Then we're going to move over to actually the last of our complexes, but it's the largest of our complexes, or one of the largest of our complexes, and certainly one of the most popular in that is our complex in Riviera Maya. We are, just in terms of distances, we're about 20 minutes to the south of Playa Car, but about 20 minutes to the north of Tulum. So you see Tulum in the upper photograph there. Of course, the ruins. That is, because we're only 20 minutes away, it's a great complex to be able to put your guests, so that way they're not spending most of the day on a bus to be able to get to the attractions. And also the other ecological parks, Xcaret, Xalha, and so on, we're actually just adjacent to them, so we're no more than about a mile away from the ecological park. So we're in a wonderful ecological location. And here's our complex. And again, on the complex itself, we've got 4 Grand Palladium properties to choose from, and our Royal Suite section. Our Royal Suite section is in the kind of the upper right-hand corner around our lagoon, and kind of to give you an idea as to kind of what the property looks like. This is about half the property. A lot of it, again, is very kind of in that built into the jungle, so it gives a very wonderful ecological flavor to it. But the nice is the fact that most of the beach area, the water out in front, you'll walk out into the water, and the water's only about 3 to 4 foot deep for about 100 yards out, which means that it's wonderful for families or wonderful for those that maybe don't swim so well. And there's not a lot of wave action there because we are out in front of Cozumel, and so we're very much protected. And these are just photos of some of the renovations that have been recently done at our properties. This is actually, as you can see, some of the lower photographs there, green section there. This was done at one of our, actually one of our Mayan suites. And then we're going to kind of move on. There we go. There we go. Now, in this, these are some of the renovations that have been done recently also at our Campana and Colonial section. The one previous that I showed you, that was actually in our white sand section. So as I mentioned, all of the property has been completely redone, certainly within the last year and a half, with all new colors, new foam mattress, the memory foam beds, and as well as our reception areas and our a lot of our new restaurant concepts. And this I wanted to introduce you. This is actually our Mayan suites. Now you'll find Mayan suites both on the Royal Suite side and also on the white sand section. This is something I wanted to kind of introduce to you because lately a lot of the guests have been enamored with what we call palacitos, or the overwater bungalow types, and they're trying to find that type of experience or that kind of concept at a lot of the properties, both either in Mexico or other parts of the world, because it's just it's a very romantic type of experience. Well, we have a similar type of experience at both our white sand section and also our Royal Suite side, because this is the experience that they have. It's not over ocean, but it's actually over a lagoon. We have a huge man-made lagoon within our property, and the one neat part about that is that you walk out to your back porch, and on your back porch is actually a couch that you see. There's also a hammock there, but as you'll see in the foreground, oh my gosh, we give all of our guests a canoe that's available for each and every one of the Mayan suites. Now, as you can see, this is just an incredible view, because you get a view of some of the pool areas, and of course, again, there are 9 pool areas on property, and then some of the restaurant areas, and of course, all of this is beautiful, beautifully lit up in the evening. One of the neat parts about the Mayan suites is the fact that it does have, as you look in the lower right-hand photo there, it actually has a Mayan shower available. So very neat, romantic experience. You can kind of put that down as a checkpoint for any guests that are looking for a romantic experience. And these are the rooms. We also have wellness rooms. And wellness rooms come with a variety of different classes and so on here, where you get stand-up paddle, different features that we offer them at our Zentropia spas, and just a great relaxing vacation. Some more of the renovations that we've done to our restaurants. And of course, we don't want to forget the weddings. So we do offer destination weddings at our 2 properties well, actually 3 properties in Punta Cana, in the Dominican Republic, at the property in the Riviera Maya, and also the property in Vallarta. We actually have consecrated Catholic churches on property. So if you've got a Catholic couple and mom and dad wanted to get married in the church, and the kids say, no, we want to get married on the beach, well, how about getting married in the church that's near the beach, and now everybody's happy. And we are growing, so we wanted to alert you to the fact that I mentioned the Palladium Hotel Group. We have lots of different brands. The ones that you know, of course, are going to be the Royal Suites and the Grand Palladium, but ones that you're going to know actually in the coming next year, probably year and a half. One brand is Ushuaia, so we wanted to introduce you to that brand. And of course, what we're doing is we're actually going to be building the Ushuaia in Cancun, but we're also going to add a new Grand Palladium in north of Cancun, in an area called Playa Mujeres. Also, we are the Hard Rock brand.
Tom, we're going to need to wrap it up. We're kind of running a little bit late. Sorry, I know we started late.
Not a problem. Got 2 minutes. Okay, so we're Hard Rock, but we're Hard Rock in Europe. So we're Hard Rock Tenerife, we're Hard Rock Ibiza, and then of course Ibiza. This is the kind of activity that we're going to see. So this is Hard Rock Ibiza. This is Ushuaia. Ushuaia is listed as the #1 party hotel in the world. So we're going to be introducing Ushuaia to Cancun in 2018. Then coming to Playa Mujeres, 3,000 room Grand Palladium property. and that is actually scheduled for mid-2018. So lots of different things, and that is it. So thank you very much. I'm sorry I ran over a little bit, just a lot to chat about.
No, great properties. Pat, are you still there?
I'm still here. Great presentation, Tom. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you both for being part of our NACTA family and on starting us off on the new year. You were our first presentation. So we're really happy and excited. I know that if any of the agents have questions for you, I want to make sure that you have time to be able to write down Tom's information. Pat, do you have any contact information that you would like to say verbally? If you have a screen, I can.
I'm going to give them the easiest way to contact sales for any questions that if they need help with agency issues or agent issues. To contact sales at vacationexpress.com. That's SALES at vacationexpress.com. They pretty much cover the full gamut of needs in assisting our agents.
Excellent. Hey, and I know that this is the first time I've worked with both of you, and I really hope we do this again. This was a lot of fun. And
awesome. You were awesome. Thanks, Lorraine. And very patient.
For those of you who were on mute because you were all in the background, we were having a little bit of technical difficulty, which is always the fun and wizardry of technology.
Sure.
And you know what? The two of you, I don't know if you are in the role to make decisions about this, but I am already starting to work with suppliers to remind them the NACTA National Conference, and I mentioned this also for our agents who are on the line. The 2017 National Conference is going to be September 13th through 16th in Anchorage, Alaska. And I know that is on a lot of people's bucket lists. And Tom, I know that's not quite the resorts that you guys have.
Hey, Tom has been to Anchorage.
And
it's on my bucket list.
There you go. You probably should start hooking up with us about being a part of it. Like I said, it's going to be September 13th through 16th, 2017, and I know they're already starting to give supplier information, and I'm kind of the go-to. Since I talk to all of you guys, I always mention it. All right. Well, thank you both. I look forward to working with you again in the future. And thank you, NACTA members, for being on the line. As a reminder, this is being recorded. I will get it up on the NACTA YouTube channel shortly. All right, Tom, Pat, I will also send you guys the links so that you can have it for your records, too.
Great.
So,
thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good afternoon.
You too. Thank you.